maintaining a good spine angle during the swing really helps to produce a lot more power in your golf swing and to eliminate potential problems. One of them in particular is coming over the top, which is a classic problem in golfers when they swing from outside to in and they produce shots that go left or left to right. Two elements that must be considered when you're working on your spine angle during the swing. When you address the ball, you've got what's called bend, which is the angle that your spine is at address. Now you can see in the animation there that my natural spine angle sits at about between 34 and 40 degrees. Now what you're trying to do in the swing is you're trying to convert the bend into something what's called side bend. Now the side bend is all about the turn being at the same angle, which you can see here, as my address position. So as I take the club away from the ball, I get myself in the position there. So that's my bend, which is 37. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and maintain that 37 degree angle here. So I'm now turning around my spine. Now as I swing down, I need to get it so that as I move back to the ball, I'm returning somewhere to that same angle. And then as I go through, maintaining that angle again. So if you can imagine, it's a bit like a propeller going round and round, and we're trying to make sure that as we swing, we're trying to maintain that angle. Now the problem that happens in golf that I see a lot is all to do with this bend and side bend. And what generally happens is that as golfers make their posture or their bend to the ball, as they then swing the club back, their side bend changes. Now we get a lot of golfers doing this, which is basically, you can consider it not keeping the head still, but as you swing the club back, the spine angle changing into quite a flat one here. And then to return the body back to the correct position, we have to sort of twist our shoulders over, particularly our right one, as you can see here, which then causes us to come very much over the top. Now you can see I'm hitting my bend again, so I'm coming back to almost the right position here, but in order to do that, I'm throwing the club in front of me. And then issues then come into play when the club comes then outside to in, and then we've got pulls and slices from there. So when you're turning, try to get the sensation that as you take the club back, the left shoulder really works very much under the chin, and then the right shoulder then works under the chin. Now of course we don't want to dip, so what you could do is you could grab a club, lay it across your shoulders, and simply try and work on the basis that you're going to try and point the one end of the club at the ball and then the other end at the ball. You can also use the club as a way to see if your body comes up. Obviously now it's pointing up at the sky. As I come down, you can see how this right end here is very much sort of coming over the top. So very important to try and work on the feeling that your left shoulder goes down slightly and then your right shoulder hits that same spot. So I'm picking a mark somewhere here that I'm looking at. Turning, 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 turning. We don't want to get that movement and that movement. It's sometimes quite hard to feel that during the swing because as the club goes back, it tends to take our concentration off our shoulders. But if we really think about it hard, particularly in this left one, as we take it back, I'm going to think about pointing my left shoulder at a spot on the floor, and I'm going to try and get my right shoulder at that spot again. So again, we've got that propeller. So I'm picking a spot here, and then I'm going to try and hit that spot with my right shoulder. Another good way, if you haven't got a club, put your hands out in front of you. Try and assume that posture. There we go. And then as I take it back, a bit like a laser, I'm going to turn my shoulders. There we go. You can see I hit that spot. So my finger's now pointing directly at the corner of the mat, say at about 11 o'clock. I can maintain that to 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock if you've got a good shoulder turn. And then if I swing down, there, back to that same spot. Turn, 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 turn. You can really feel it if you exaggerate the movement. Up and over. That's a really big bad problem. You can see, again, I'm hitting the spot here, my posture, but suddenly I can see that my arms are pointing miles left here. I can see my hands have really come out in front of me. So seeing that posture, and then we turn, really focusing on getting a nice laser line. Oh, too much there. There we go. And then turn again, pointing at this time at the T-peg. Turn, turn. You can see the animation that K-Best is producing here, that my K-bars are working very much like a propeller, back and forward. Now if I can get that exercise working like this, generate more speed in that turn, suddenly I've got my power, I've got stability, I've got balance. Thanks.